We're back at the Law of All podcast, and I can't believe what I just witnessed. The Knicks pulled off the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history, and they're now what, like 5-3, went down 20 in the playoffs in the last 2 years, which is crazy. There's a lot to break down and a lot of blame to pass around, but I have a bone to pick with someone first. De'Aaron Fox, you done got me messed up. I don't even mess with you personally. Like privately, I make fun of you. I even said in a podcast episode that I don't think you're a championship player. But I wanted to try and explain to basketball fans why the basketball terrorist that is Mitch Johnson, who I don't even want to address right now, was giving you playing time in the clutch. And not even 3 hours after I posted that video, you go and do that? Like, my bad, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were consulting J.R. Smith to help you with late game execution. Like, did you spend your entire time in Sacramento only lighting the beam and not learning clock management? You have the ball in open court, and you see OG Anunoby coming down the court, who has blown up multiple fast break opportunities for you guys this entire finals. And you want to go for a layup there? Like, you could have just, hesied. OG's probably going to jump because of the desperation that the Knicks are playing with at the moment. And then you just run around and burn some more seconds before you get your 2 points at the free throw line. Like, what's the point of rushing a layup and giving them the ball back, even if you make it with so much time left? You're paid $250 million, and you're scared of making some free throws? And it's not even just that play. In the entire second half, I don't know if you were playing basketball or hot potato. Like, how have you been playing basketball nonstop your entire life and you're dribbling a basketball off of your feet? Like, I'm going to China in 2 weeks, and I hope to see you at the Shanghai airport because that's exactly where you belong. But next, Mitch Johnson. You have 48 hours to develop an actual game plan instead of just playing off of vibes. Hi guys, I'm Mitch Johnson. We're up 25, keep chucking threes. We're up 15, keep chucking threes. We're up 8, let's just keep chucking threes. Like, we watched the Knicks come back down 22 in the fourth quarter against the Cavs just 1 round ago, and Kenny Atkinson didn't call a timeout the entire run. And then we have the Knicks right now roaring back down 29 to down 15, and then going on a 20-4 run. And during that entire 20-4 run, at no point did you decide to call a timeout. Like, at least Kenny Atkinson, he had the excuse of ignorance. Maybe he didn't know that the Knicks were capable of this, despite them doing it 3 times already last year. But you have no excuse. You just watched this happen 1 round ago. So what are you doing? And besides just your failure to manage timeouts, can we just run some actual plays on offense? Like, the Spurs have no offense at all besides just trying to out-talent the other team, which may have worked in the first 3 rounds, but you're on the finals, buddy. You're in the finals, buddy. The other team has talent too. Is the reason why you're so hesitant to call timeouts because you don't know how to run plays? Like, I don't get how almost every ATO is ending up in a contested mid-range shot for your team. Like, that's legit the worst shot in basketball, and that's the best look you can come up with in a timeout. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And especially because you have all these amazing slashes on your team from like Castle and Hart, and then you have like the lob threat that is Wemby, and you can't get something at the rim, or like even get something from 3 from your shooters like Vassell and Champagnie, and stop, bro. Please just stop having Wemby guard the perimeter. Like, your 2-3 zone, it was doing fine, but then in the fourth, you just wanted to let Wemby get cooked on the perimeter all quarter, including having him then in the last play of the game guard the guy who's obviously going to downscreen for Brunson, which leads to the Spurs not having to double team Brunson because they definitely don't trust Wemby on the perimeter. And that just led to the Spurs giving up a wide open tip into the Knicks for game. Like, Greg Popovich was your mentor. He was probably the greatest coach in NBA history, and you absorbed 0 knowledge from him? Like, how's that even possible? That's honestly pretty impressive. And Castle, man, I'm going to need you to stop fouling so much. You're averaging 4 fouls a game since the Timberwolves series started. And you had the nerve to complain about Shea's whistle. Like, it's not the refs, it's you. You are the problem. You're a great defender, and you're just messing with the Spurs' defensive game plan when you're the best perimeter defender on the team because you're constantly having to sit for long periods of time when your team needs you out there because of your inability to guard without your hands. Like, keep your hands to yourself, man. That's a concept you learn not even from basketball, just in preschool. Just keep your hands to yourself. And I don't understand how you, as a hack, just enjoy foul baiting so much. Like, you almost injured yourself in game 2 trying to foul bait, and then on the last play of the game, after the play got blown up from Cat getting his fingertips on the ball, instead of trying to take a game-winning shot, you try to foul bait and not even get a normal shot at it. Like, why don't you just try and take a normal shot for the win? You want to play football whenever it benefits you, and then act like a bobblehead whenever you're getting clamped. Like, I hope you understand that if you got the foul calls that you're looking for on offense, then you would be fouling out by the first half. And Wemby, how dare you tell Mitchell Robinson that you're in his head just to perform like that? Did you get so in his head that you absorbed his free throw shooting ability too? You missed 3 free throws in the clutch. What happened to all that Shaolin monk training that's supposed to keep you calm? This offseason, you're going to need to stop doing all that PR nonsense, and you're going to need to figure out a post game and get your conditioning up. Because I know it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because like with your height, putting on too much weight, it can be dangerous for your ankles and whatnot. But you're gonna need to figure out some kind of post game, whether it be from footwork stuff or a dream shake or a hook shot or something. I'm not gonna expect you to big body in the paint, but you're gonna need to figure out how to get into the paint and score. There are other solutions besides just big bodying. And then you need to get your conditioning up because that's just resulting in you chucking up desperation threes and hoping they bail you out. And the Spurs offense, just in general, in the last minutes were putrid. You have Fox pulling up for a long three, which was off for the Spurs all second half. And then you have Wemby setting a screen for Fox. And because Wemby is obscenely obsessed with shooting threes, Fox thinks he's going to pop off the screen and throws it straight to Hart, who luckily for the Spurs almost had to sell the game with that fast break layup. I'm guessing he wanted to dunk it, but just didn't get high enough, and it just threw him off, and he wasn't able to adjust last second, which was honestly a gift to the Spurs. But just for them to come back down and miss 2 free throws in a row, which essentially just canceled out that missed layup. And then the next play down, Castle tries to drive in, steps out of bounds. And then we have the ATO, where somehow the Spurs coaching staff decides the best look they can generate is a contested mid-range pull-up. And luckily they get bailed out by Hart once again trying to sell by falling asleep and ball watching, which gets Castle 2 free throws. But then Fox completely botches a fast break after that, where he could have just burned the clock. And then in the last play, again, Castle tries to flop instead of going for a game winner. Like, do you not have enough confidence in your jump shot that you'd rather put the game in the ref's hands than your own? And on the Knicks side of things, what can you do but give respect to them? As I said earlier, I think they're like 5-3 when down 20 in the playoffs over the last 2 years. And this just shows the mental resilience that they have, that they've acquired from their experience and just knowing, what they've accomplished and that they can do it again and just the trust in themselves that they can repeat it. I'm tired of people saying that experience is overrated in sports. Do you think that pass from Wemby off of Castle's back would happen to an experienced team? Do you think Fox's botched layup would happen to an experienced team? If you think experience isn't needed, that means you're disagreeing with the fact that you'd get better at something the more times you do it, which is obviously intuitive. Like the Spurs were up double digits in the first quarter of every game this series, and we're getting out to crazy starts in the Thunder series too. A 15-0 run here, a 15-2 run here, a 17-0 run here in the first quarters of the Thunder series. But they're just fumbling away all these games just due to their youth and lack of experience. Like, it's very clear that the Spurs are the more talented team with, how the first 40 minutes of the game goes. But the Knicks, they're just more calm and composed, and they will just take every punch that the Spurs throw their way before the Spurs finally start making mistakes, and then the Knicks just punish them for it. Like, maybe you can have a young team, maybe you can have a young coach, but you definitely can't have both. Ogugu arrived, basketball revived, Knicks in 5. Sorry, let me say that again. Ogugu arrived, basketball thrived, Knicks in 5. I might have to name my kid Ogugu after what I just watched. Is Ogugu Tang a tough name? This guy's been the most consistent player on the Knicks this entire series. The only starter who hasn't had a stinker game yet, and he's sniping from 3, dunking on Wemby, and I don't know if this guy, he got his emotions surgically removed when he was a kid, because the moment just doesn't faze him no matter what, and he's just blowing up so many fast breaks and then hitting crucial buckets whenever the Knicks need it. And then he's hitting a game winner in the finals in New York. That's the moment all of us dream about when we're kids. This guy, bro, he better not have to pay for another meal, drink, anything again in New York, ever again. Build him a statue, and then when he retires, make him the mayor. I don't care. What can't he do? Honestly, I don't know. This game was just so weird. It felt like it blew open in the first just 1 minute of the game. I've never felt like the opening minute of a game have such an impact on the finals in all the games I've watched so far. But Cat, he picked up 2 quick fouls, which sends him to the bench early, and now Mike Brown has to get creative. Because obviously Mitchell Robinson, he's going to be the first option off the bench, but he's only played 11 minutes a game through the first 3 games of the finals, and obviously he doesn't have the gas tank to play all those extra minutes, especially when it's consecutive, right? Because he has to play the Cat minutes, and then his minutes would come after the Cat. His normal minutes are coming in after Cat, and so Mike Brown, he has to go deep into his bench and play players like Huck Purdy, who definitely didn't expect to play any minutes, especially that early in the game. And then you have Sohan, who was probably hyped to get some minutes against his old team. And then, honestly, it didn't go very well, primarily probably because the Spurs are just making a bunch of threes that you can't do anything about, but just tip your hat off to them. If Carter Bryant is taking a 3, the defense is probably not complaining, it's definitely not complaining, but then he hit one and you can't do anything but just throw your hands up. And then Dylan Harper is not really a shooter either, and between him attacking the rim and shooting a 3, you definitely much rather him take a 3. But then he was also there sniping from downtown, and again, you can't do anything but just put your hands up. But Yeah, that the first half it just showed how important Cat is to the team. He couldn't play most of the first half, and they dug themselves into a historic hole. And then he comes in back into the second half and brings them back on a historic comeback. And obviously the comeback started much earlier than this, but it didn't feel real until he hit that crazy step back to Keldon Johnson. Probably got fouled in the moment, and also to be honest, in the moment I kind of thought that his foot was on the line, and then on the replay we conveniently didn't get to see his feet. But whatever. The next play now, and he takes Wemby off the dribble one-on-one, and then he probably got fouled again. But that was just a 5-point spark by Cat that started to make the comeback, start to actually feel real. And I've been wanting Cat, just not just this series, but just his entire career in general, to just be more aggressive, because I just think he's so talented, and I don't know, I just wish he'd be more aggressive at times, because when he is aggressive, it's how can you guard him? And like I know Brunson, he's their leader and captain clutch and all that good stuff. But sometimes I just wish their offense would involve Cat more, because he's such a dynamic scorer and passer that I just think he can open up their offense and make things easier for all the other players. I mean, he only got up 5 shots last night, and I know he was in foul trouble. It's still only 5 shots. That means those 2 tough shots he hit in the fourth were half of his shots. And the Knicks X factor the last game was definitely Jose Alvarado. The key minutes he played in the fourth just opened up so much for the Knicks offensively and defensively. He was able to just be another aggressive POA defender for them, since the Spurs have opted to run a 3-guard lineup in crunch time with Fox, Harper, and Castle now. And then on offense, he was also able to spread the floor and hit 2 crucial threes in the fourth quarter when other Knicks shooters like Shamet and McBride, they've kind of gone cold over the past 2 games. So shout out Jose Alvarado, man. It's so cool that the Knicks, they have so many players on their team that were fans of the team when they were kids, and then now they're able to play key minutes to go and try to win a championship for the Knicks. So just shout out Brunson, Cat, and Alvarado. They're basically just living the dream. Honestly, for the Spurs, I don't know how they can come back from something like this. These finals games, they've convinced me that Mitch Johnson and De'Aaron Fox, they have to go. But yeah, we'll see what happens on Saturday.